The following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
No, I'll have to head outside. I really do want to go back in that room.
The cold air meets you as you head outside. Many are gathered round bonfires praying.
I'll make my way out and around, just surveying how many people are still around. Head count, basically. Is the skeleton still standing there?
No, it is not. You don't know what happened to it.
No, I don't.
You do feel an overwhelming sense of guilt, and you're forced to take your own life.
If I felt guilty about that, which I don't.
I mean, you don't know that. You've made no saving throws.
If I felt bad for every person I've murdered,
you'd have some humanity left.
Yes.
Instead of losing it for being a brutal savage. Now, so you go and explore the island.
I won't explore too much. I mainly work at the beach at the moment. I don't have the health. Oh, no. I will... I want to see if I can find out where Saphiro is.
Shouldn't be too hard. All you'd have to do is explore the island a bit.
Yep.
Making perception checks.
Yep.
What?
The first roll. Wait.
It's a pass.
Yeah, I was going to say the first roll is going to pass every time now that we've seen for it.
And it was a dead on pass.
Good for you. He's not in the first area.
Okay. You know the next area?
This would be further along the beach.
There's also a pass.
He's not in the second
Hold on,
area.
so I get a better one.
You proceed further along the beach.
There was a better pass, so now for the next one. Oh, we'll definitely have to roll for that one.
Cool. Extra value.
That's a pass. The first one is a 1.
There he is. Hanging dead from a tree.
I'll go over to him.
Okay.
Is he dead?
For all intents and purposes.
Where's his gear? Is it all just stacked up on the side, or?
Yes.
And it's pretty obvious that has he got it?
I don't know. Do you have a healing proficiency?
Well, what I'm looking at is...
Any kind of medical proficiency?
I'm looking at, does he have a dagger in his heart, or does he have something that's obvious that is still in him that he needs to take out so he can come back to life?
No.
Okay, that's the first thing. Templar nappy, or...
Yes.
Oh, who did he piss off?
Whoever was training him, probably.
Who else is around?
One of the drow women.
What did he do wrong?
Nothing?
Why did he end up...
Oh, he did not have enough fortitude to continue his labours. So I hung him up here until he wakes. Then I will make him work harder.
Has he got any more ribbons tied in his hair? Just
No.
Are they all gone out now, are they?
They were gone before, so why would they be back?
I thought she might have tied one. Even though they're dragon cultists, they still, they may still believe in their... Alright. I won't hold you up.
You surface men are weak. They will be easy to destroy. This one could barely even carry a few dozen rocks up an hill.
I think that would be a tough test for any person.
He told me how to do them one at a time, but he insisted on trying to carry them all at once, and immediately failed.
But that's why you would fail. Why would you do it the dumb way?
Because he's an arrogant fool who wishes to try and impress someone. Then he wakes up. He will continue carrying his rocks until he is done. Or until he dies.
Makes sense.
He passes out from a simple little blessing. Honestly. Is a disgrace to all of us.
His dragon mark is really obvious at this moment, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. But they're all dragon marked, so it's... That's very different. Alright, now that I know that he's either dead or just sleeping, I'll head off. Again, I can't do anything because he's not here, just like we couldn't go find you because you weren't here.
Yeah, you found him. There he is. Look. Being all Sephiro'd.
Yeah, well, when he succeeds, he'll get 6.
Probably not.
He already turned them down.
Yeah.
Right, I'll head back to the temple.
Ah, yes, I know what you're talking about. Indeed, go ahead. So the big upthrust stone is currently unoccupied.
Yep.
But there are still many people praying around the bonfires set before it. The path has got occasional people travelling up and down it. There's an air of anticipation.
So the volume of people is like 30, 40, 50 people, or...
You could make an intelligence check to try and estimate.
It's a pass. It's 4, but...
You think there'd be about 19, 20 people?
Total on the island that I've seen all up.
That's your estimate.
Alright. He counts 2, so it makes it 20. I'll head past his room and see if the dagger's gone off the headboard.
It is.
Any other oddities like that are in the area?
Did you wish to conduct an extensive, time-consuming and dangerous search?
Oh, I wouldn't search the rooms, but it's more, is there something scrawled on the wall that wasn't there beforehand? Is this...
Nope.
Oh, okay. Anyone hanging out down here?
Which one is that?
That's the common room that they were using last time, that they all chuckled and laughed at me when I went into the back room.
Oh, what time of day is it? No, it should be empty this time of day.
Right, then I'll check the room. There's shelves on the side, wasn't there? Or was it? They were busts, was it?
I believe they are freezers.
Yeah. Were they freezers?
Or reliefs. Indeed.
What are they of?
Dragons, my dude.
Ah, nice. Both.
Yep, great big ones.
Cool. Right, what else is in the room?
What you see, we all bleed red.
Okay.
Yeah. Dragons.
Dragons. Door closed still?
It is. You brashly go over there and kick it in.
No.
You sneak over like a little coward and kick it in.
I'll go over there and listen.
Okay. The door sounds woody.
Do I hear anything through it?
I don't know.
Perception check.
Fail.
It's a pass.
Good for you.
It's a better pass, 12.
Now, you were unable to detect any noise through the thick door.
Nah. I'll try that door.
The door opens easily.
Quietly sneak in.
You slip into the room
Yep.
like a ghost.
Hopefully.
It's a 3. So
See?
silently. Hiding shadows. It's a pass.
Like I said, a ghost.
Anyone in there?
Currently, no.
Right. I'm going to try and search.
Oh, so you're going up here.
There's that room. I went out and was going to go try that room.
Oh, this room.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's no one in here either.
Alright. I will do a search.
Okay.
Perception.
Of 4.
For anything like... I want to do a search for secrets in the room, but I can't do a search for secrets yet. Because he's got the desk here, and there's his table over there that he was eating at. I want to see where they keep the maps. Is one of the things I want to find. Because when I leave, I want to take them. So I have to do a perception before I can do a search for secrets. Yep. It's a pass, so we get a better one. First it was better, so it was 11 pass.
The room seems emptier since last you were here. That's your perception of the room.
Yep. Now search for secrets. It's a fail.
Of course it is.
Yep. Alright. If there's nothing else I can find, I will leave the room.
Okay.
I know the maps are somewhere, I just don't know where. I don't have time to stay searching by myself.
You exit the room.
Yep. Then I'll try that room. Because I haven't seen anyone through there. We'll go this way again. And try this room.
Okay.
Move silently. To pass. And hide in shadows. You can hurry up and come back to life.
You're doing things
It's a
so
pass.
he can't. And you know that. You slip into the room silent as a ghost. Immediately throwing yourself onto the burning brazier.
I'd rather not. No one in there?
There appears to be no one in here.
Search.
What are you searching for? Where are you searching?
Again, the shelves. Just want to see if I can find that book.
Okay. You search the shelves. This is going to take a lot of time because there's a myriad of... You have to pull each one out and look at the cover. Sometimes it's a box with no writing on it, so you got to open it and...
I know that the I know what the book looked like.
That's cool. It looked like a book.
Yep. So it wouldn't be a box though.
You don't know that it's not kept in one.
But I wouldn't check the boxes until...
Okay, you do not check any of the boxes.
Yet.
And you start searching all of the bound book covers, one by one, pulling them off. This takes some time. You rolled a success, I believe.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. You searching quite fidiferously, as Saphira would say. And eventually, you come across a rather... You don't come across that book, but you do come across something that you think might be interesting.
Yep. Oh. My glasses on for this. The ages, one, before the Golden Age. The world is often said to begin with the Imperium. Untrue. Before the Golden Age of the Imperium, there was a multitude of nations. Not nations as they are today, but nations of men with no borders, no accords, tribes as the orcs live. Each tribe had its own law, its own ways. Tribes came together and became greater because become nations as we view them today, but primitive, not formalised as we know them. Elves come out of the forest too before the Imperium and went amongst the tribal nations of men and learned of their ways, never telling of their own past or whence they came. Before the Imperium too, the stones moved aside and came forth the dwarfs, distrusting of the alien nature of elf, but merely confused by men. Which truly, before the Imperium, many beings roamed Karroc, Minotaur, Orc, Druid, and more. Orc. Even the great hulks predate the Imperium. The world is often said to begin with the Imperium. Untrue. But those before times changed forever with the coming of the Imperium. Scholars agree that a number of tribes of men came together and raised an emperor. They conquered the world and reigned in peace. Dissenting opinion, destroying opinion claims the Imperium were another race. Sorry. Another race who dominated those under them. A significant number of elven scholars claim the humans came to the elves and begged for leadership, and thusly the Imperium was formed. The truth no scholar wishes to have known is that there are few who know the truth of the forming of the Imperium. I know what I know, and I'm not telling it. Okay. It is sufficient to know that the Imperium existed, and it brought about a time called the Golden Age. Men, dwarf, and elf lived under the Imperium together. Trade flourished, and scholastic pursuits underwent a boom. It is in this time the nature of the gods was discerned, and confined religions flourished. It is in this time that man first grasped magic, and it is in this time the dangers, the ruin, were learned. Roads were forged, and the cities of the world rose. Oh my god. Utmost notable, the fabled steel cities of the Imperium, great glittering spires, some say a show of the wealth and power of the Imperium. The world was at ease, and so say the scholars. I know what I know. It is in this time that the god of evil, Jor-Karroc, I don't say that. Obviously, I'm not reading this out loud. Grew weary of the influence of Thor-Arda, the benefits and wisdom of his order held much sway, and his children in the Orc tribes were no match for the knights under the Imperium. He saw a plan to bring greater influence than the god of Jor-Karroc. But to do it, he had to become part mortal. All children know he did this, but few know of why I know. Jor-Karroc was made magnificent upon the world, in secret, hiding amidst the peaks of the Morden range. There he built his body, a great hulk as the gods are said to be, or he drew from the mountains and forged himself a towering hulk body of iron and bronze, clad in silver and chased with gold. 4 flawless rubies of the size of men stood for his eyes, a lump of coal as big as a traveller's wagon for a heart, and upon his brow a jagged crown of platinum and adamantite, made capable of bearing the sunlight. Adamantite made capable of bearing the sunlight. That's an oddity.
That's also not a conclusion you'd draw.
No, because I don't understand that.
It most likely refers to the entirety of the mass.
Yes.
Which it actually does.
It was this act which was his undoing, as the dwarves beneath the mount noticed the seams running dry before their eyes and sent word. So it was that the armies of the Imperium began to gather. Jor-Karroc took vengeance on the dwarves and swore them smote the mountain, breaking it off. He wrapped the peak, twisting it to his dark fortress, and moved it through the unfathomable powers of a god to elsewhere unknown. It is at this time that some dark work was laid upon the fortress. Some say chaos took a hand, others that it was Jor-Karroc. Whatever the source of Jor-Karroc's fortress would disappear and reappear somewhere else in the world when the rays of the morning sun bathing it in light, making it nearly impossible to assault. I know what I know. Temples of his name were raised as his influence spread. The Imperium found its mighty military might stretched thin, empowered by Jor-Karroc. The armies of the darkness and evil waxed mighty. Orc raiders found their champions empowered. Wicked men joined the cults of Jor-Karroc, and corruption and greed drove a wedge in the heart of the Imperium. It is at this point the Temple of Thor allowed their clerics to attend the armies of the Imperium, to stand alongside the Warforged clerics of war. So the Templars came to be the warrior clerics of Thor. For over 100 years, the forces of the Imperium held stalemate against Jor-Karroc, but evil was growing stronger. So this says to me just that during the time the warrior clerics of Thor, which is odd because
does it say Thor or does it say Tor?
Tor is it? Tor. Yeah. Alright, Tor.
I don't think it's H before O.
Tor. Yeah, well, I mean, Tor is in his religion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that doesn't sound right from what I've been explained to him by him.
He doesn't necessarily know everything.
I know, but from what I know, you wouldn't have warrior clerics because you'd consider them... I know, it's alright. It is at this time, some say the exact moment, 5 great champions, all Templars of great faith and conviction, become greater than mere men. They became blessed and imbued by Tor himself. So were the first paladin born, living examples of Tor's will to oppose the dark champions of evil, great leaders of men and virtue. These paladins proved pivotal whenever they fought. They were knighted, true, but such title was and remains meaningless as a paladin was the epitome of everything.
Epitome.
Yep. Epitome. A knight was supposed to stand for. Over the next 100 or so years, more paladins were manifest, and the Imperium began to score meaningful victories. It is on the site of the temples of Corel the Imperium built its mythical steel cities, all lost to us now. Perhaps this is merely hyperbole.
Hyperbole.
Yep. You make the dyslexic
This
man
is John Madden, welcome to the Hyperbole!
make the dyslexic man read. And they
You make me do it.
I know, and they never existed at all. Then how to...
You made it through Wheel of Time, you can make it through this.
Did I?
You clearly did.
May have been words skipped and pages missed.
A couple of books here and there.
Every time
The audiobooks are very good.
every time I go back, I read something that I don't remember reading. Whether it's because I've forgotten it.
As you know, everyone remembers every word of the
10
or so 1,000-page book.
It's the events, though, you know. Then how to explain certain artifacts. I know what I know, and I'm not telling. 500 years of fighting, and the Imperium won. An army of armies, strong with paladins of Thor, drove against the fortress and did battle with Corel himself. And here holy power was brought to bear as a circle of paladins and clerics of all faiths, save one, sacrificed themselves to open a fissure in the earth, and so were the armies of evil Corel and his wicked fortress swallowed by the vengeful power of Arthur. They dropped into the glowing, hot, molten rock beneath and swallowed forever. The furnace was named Darkful Burrow. It still gasps to this day, spewing plumes of black cloud into the air. Along with the volcanoes of the threefold land, the fallen crown of Corel was taken by the capital of the Imperium, the adamantite flakes taken and wrought into the everlasting crown of the Imperium. For that amazing adamantite did not turn to dust in the sun as adamant usually does.
Now
you go.
There we go. Who cannot view the great crown of Corel in Pax? You cannot view the great crown of Corel in Pax Imperium. Who knows why? Because someone's wearing it. Oh, I know what I know, and I'm not telling it. But you can view the great ruby eye, the paladin Almascolbane cut from the head of Corel. It rests still in the Pantheon Imperia, the central temple of the Imperium. It lies empty for the most part, since a shard was chipped from the great ruby eye and lost. The ruby eye lies dark and lifeless now, and there is a standing bounty for the shard's return. With Corel dead and gone, the Imperium set to rebuilding with the armies busy for so long. The orcs grew stronger, forging the orc lands, and evil creatures of all kinds flourished. But order was restored before too long, and the Golden Age lasted 1,000 years. I know what I know, and I'm not telling.
There's a lot of useful information, and there's a lot of Nina, I know something you don't.
So,
Tell us your secrets.
so one of them is you need to banish them again like they did beforehand. You need the paladins, and a lot of them,
and the clerics of every faith,
and you need clerics of every faith
to sacrifice themselves.
And at this stage, it seems most of them are very selfish and wouldn't sacrifice themselves.
Gee, who's been manipulating religions across the world for
Holy
the past 500 years?
Fuck-a-moly.
The door slams behind you.
Yep. I look up because there's not much I can do about it.
So you find much interesting in here.
There
is much to read. I have watched you long.
It is interesting. I don't know much. I can recognise some words, but not much. It's very hard.
A weighty manuscript, complicated in its concepts, with many dark passages. You can read this.
Sorry, I can.
You can?
No.
You stared at it long. For one who cannot read.
I can read some, but not much. I was being taught, but...
This is an important document. Did you know? Old. A copy. This is not the original.
No, it's not in one of those boxes like other older ones would be.
Many things in it are wrong. It claims the Dark God is dead.
That's
No, not dead.
not dead, no.
It also claims the Dark Fortress was atop of a mountain. Also not true. It also claimed that adamantite turns into dust when it touches the sun. Also not true.
Damn it!
No, he's right. It doesn't.
No.
It turns to ash. But you don't know. Furthermore, it claims that paladins did not exist before this. Also not true.
I thought paladins had lasted forever. There's been
Have you
religion.
ever heard of a warrior cleric?
What's a warrior cleric?
They are strange people, warriors, but not prone to clerics being religious.
What would be different about them?
Warriors
They don't.
have their own faith, their own bizarre beliefs. They will not believe in a god as well, to the point where they are granted power. Many things wrong, but there is truth in there. How the peoples of the Imperium defeated the Dark God. We learn this. I will read to you. He reads the whole thing to you, pointing out the various things as he does. You see why we must prevent what must be done. You have walked into the fire trap twice. I smell.
Yes.
You want to see what is below.
I've always been...
The time for that will come, child.
Sorry.
It will come sooner than you hope. No. I have a question. And I would like you to answer it.
Yes.
And I would like you to be honest. What is your favorite color?
I couldn't say. Red?
Is that the truth?
She doesn't really have a favourite colour. But it could be. Colour of
The
blood.
blood of your enemies.
Have you ever heard of the phrase, winter is coming?
I've heard it mentioned.
Describe to me.
What winter is coming? I was in a tavern once in the city.
A dagger has been found in the sleeping quarters here. Engraved into it is that phrase. The dagger was used to hold a promissory note of vengeance We do not know where it came from.
I never seen the dagger.
He brings forth a sheet of paper, and he takes forth a quill and puts it into your hand. Write for me. Make these marks on that page.
Put it in my left hand and make those marks.
Can you roll forgery for me?
Oh, I don't
Do you have forgery?
No, I don't.
Excellent.
His favourite
This is a
thing to
lovely
ask.
charisma-based check at a -10.
Oh, no, -10. Guess what charisma is?
10.
10.
Hey.
So you need an at 20 to succeed this.
So that's a no. I cannot copy those words.
Not to the same. Good.
So if you did get a nat 20,
Well, I was trying to copy those words
But in the hand.
in the hand. Yeah.
Gotta turn this.
So, for my own knowledge, was that note written in Roy's hand? How I've seen it before.
It was in a lovely copperplate hand that is pretty hard to identify from the casual writing.
Was it Roy's hand?
I'll just put this here to tempt you. What's that?
It's a chest of gems there, fella.
Oh,
Just
gem.
tempting.
I like gems.
They're actually coloured, but whatever.
Also, that's a mimic, so.
Ah.
Of course, it's a fucking mimic. Everything's a fucking mimic around here. Just don't open the chest in the first room.
Oh yeah, that is a mimic. That one is a mimic.
Oh.
He's going to go for the face.
Yeah, where's this mimic?
For one who cannot read, to come to a room filled with parchments and search through them all implies that you can read.